Hey guys, what's going on? It's Twintuitive717. I am back with another reading, guys. I am here hanging with the saucy beaver and her baby, Maggie Lee, this little saucy beeves. Alright guys, so this reading is going to be for those of you who you're in the feminine energy and, you're somewhat, walking away. So I'm getting like, for some of you, you're moving forward, you're distancing yourself, you're walking away. But, the thing for many of you is that the energy behind it, especially if this particular reading finds you, the energy behind it is very dramatic. It's not subtle. I'm not picking up on ghosting. I'm picking up on this spectacle is the word that I'm getting. So a lot of your masculines they're deeply wanting to communicate, and they know that there's a lot of fire and heat behind some of the words that you may have for them at this time. But I do feel like a sense of you wanting to distance yourself and walk away, but I don't know, it's like your masculines aren't going to let that happen. Do you know what I mean? So it's like they're somewhat preparing themselves for this conversation. And you might be feeling very strong and you're knowing that you know what you're doing. But I feel like these are divine masculines who are wanting to put up a fight. Okay, first let's get the divine feminine's energy. Okay, yeah, so very determined at this time. The King of Wands here. Just very fixated on your purpose. You know where it is you're going. I feel like King of Wands is someone who's studied themselves enough, spiritually developed themselves a lot in that area. You could be a fire sign, so naturally you're attracted to spiritual development or following your passion, or, you just have a way with the deeper meaning of life and being able to help others with that. You have a strong background in that. And that's where I feel like the divine feminines are at. They also see you as hermiting. Maybe that's what's taking you time to really get to this King of Wands position here, because kings are ideally about knowledge, attaining knowledge and using that knowledge to lead. Okay, and we have the Hermit coming up, and this is why your masculines are seeing you as distancing yourself. Many of you may just be looking towards other things for clarification right now about the journey, other than the way that things are going between you both. Many of you are seeking out more prayer. I sense a lot of you really not so much seeking out guidance from readers, but more so your own intuition and you're just having your prayers answered, putting your intentions and your faith into wanting to know what's best for you at this time so that you can move forward. And many of you are turning to other sources to obtain the knowledge that you need. The knowledge will be presented to you once you focus in your energy on prayer. We have the Magician here. For me, the Magician card comes through as just being aware of trickery and the illusions and because we have a Page of Cups here, and this could be why a lot of your divine masculines aren't letting you go. They're coming in to make that offer. You're perceiving it here as some type of trick or illusion because they're only appearing as a page. More communication. I feel like these are things that you're learning as well. Divine feminine is especially with the King energy coming through, many of you are slowing things down in the connection, and it could come in the form of just really retreating and backing up. And hermiting is really about it just kind of disappearing for a while, I feel like many of you are doing that, and it's not bothering you, that it's completely, limiting access. I've talked about that in past readings. It's okay. Like, I feel like many of you are like, it's okay to limit access to who, has a hold on my time and energy right now. Like, I feel like many of you are really strongly desiring solitude, to just breathe for a little. And your person, believe it or not, like, they can feel every bit of this. Okay, what's going on with your divine masculines? And the reason I chose to do the feminine's energy with those cards is because, let's see what fell here, is because I'm feeling like the feminines with a little bit more of a serious energy here. We have the masculines with a Four of Spring coming through. Be grateful, you have much to celebrate, deep feelings of peace and happiness, a contented personal life. This may be something with you that, it's like when they can't feel your energy, I feel like if the universe could let you know one thing, it's the stability that they crave with you. When it's not there, it's amplified. It may be even mirroring to them that they have a lot of inner work to do as well. I feel like you require more, and you're feeling like it's okay to admit that or say that. Like, I want more. I require more. Like, if you can't lead, then I'll take lead, but I'll take lead in my own life versus trying to take lead of the both of us. That's what I'm getting here with the Four of Spring. Because again, stability keeps coming up. I keep mentioning 444 if many of you are seeing it. It's because you're finally coming to terms with putting your foot down and what it is you expect in love and romance. And it's either this way or no way. And not to say that you're not willing to compromise, but I feel like ideally what your person is getting a grasp on is the concept of just it being the both of you, and that's it. Just working with two energies to then create, taking it step by step, ending cycles of the three, the triangle, and creating the four of stability. 4442 could be like an ending towards third parties as well, because the three came before the four. And there just might be a great emphasis on this, like many of the divine feminines kind of waking up and distancing themselves because of third-party situations. Many of you could have had like 3, 4, 5 cycles of just realizing and snapping yourselves out of it and saying, wait, like whether it's on my end or whether it's on their end, 3 people can't be in a relationship. Like, it just... biologically we're wired to feel those darker vibrational energies of, jealousy and inadequacy and, not being, chosen, or, I feel like many feminines, you're tapping more into like your roots. Like, I just want to be with one, and, there's so much deeper meaning to you staying true to that value than you realize. It really is protecting the essence of, 2 people coming together and creating family. I feel like the world is really craving that right now. Many people are needing to feel a belonging from the sense of family and growing up with the families that created them. And that's what I feel like the feminine's presence is doing right now, which is why many of you aren't feeling so guilty about taking your time away and taking your space, whether it's practicing celibacy, or it could be on the other end of, this entire journey where you're allowing yourselves to open up to other, suitors who are coming around you. I've done a couple of personal readings recently on Wizio about this, and it's interesting that I had 2 separate people book a reading on the same idea of allowing themselves to, embrace other relationships, and then it's either, they can feel their divine masculine's presence so heavily that they can't enter those situations, or they just can't seem to feel the attraction to any other suitors, or at least have it be consistent with any other suitors because of their divine masculine's energy. So it's really interesting to see just how much the masculine pulls on the feminines, right? Just how much they reveal through energy alone. What's your best course of action right now, divine masculine, while you're being patient with this divine feminine hermiting. Okay, we have the Seven of Swords. Okay, so there's a better choice, not seeing things clearly, running away from the truth. Okay, so many masculines who could be running, you know, the realization that there's a better choice for them, a better life for them out there. And it's such a scary journey, I feel, too, for many of the masculines, because it really is taking off that mask and, yeah, just kind of going for it, coming out in the open and saying, this is what I want. And I feel too, like with the Page of Cups, many divine feminines are coming into that realization of, like, you want more, like, out of, you know, communication. You want more. You want to be seen. You want to be heard. You want time. You want effort. And if it's not going to come with these things, then, you know, it's like, and many of you are like, wow, I might as well just embrace my, you know, my time alone and my solitude. And I feel like for your masculines, there is a better choice. It could be part of you mirroring that experience where, you know, if a lot of you are removing yourself from the third party equation, it's going to, you know, definitely take some time for you both to reconnect again, because what I feel like the universe has in store for a lot of your masculines is to try to embrace solitude. Like, I feel like many of you, you know, you may not realize, but it's like a lot of your masculines could be codependent on these karmics because they're simply afraid to be alone. You know, simply afraid to venture out there and take care of themselves on their own, alone, without needing anyone to do anything, without needing, you know, either a karmic partner or, like, you know, roommates, without needing to live with their parents or live with family, like, really just strictly rely on themselves. You know, that's a big thing that, like, a lot of your divine masculines may not come out and be clean about and tell you, is that I'm terribly afraid to do this on my own, to do life on my own. And the reason they may not come clean is because they may see you as the divine feminine being able to do things like that on your own. So it's like a huge mirror. Sometimes it's so triggering that it's like, as much as they admire you and respect you and there's that passion for you, you know, you present to them that there's a better choice in life, which is to just venture off on your own and do your own thing. Like, you got to take a risk and see where it takes you. You know, for many of you, you may not realize, but your divine masculine wants you to know, like, it's not that easy. And the reason it's not that easy is because a lot of divine feminines have so much faith in the unknown and the universe, right? That's why the hermit comes up here, because many of the divine feminines, you guys know how to handle, like, you know, career and financial losses, and, you know, to keep pushing or to manifest or to write out lists in the full moon and burn it. Like, a lot of your masculines feel really out of touch with these types of practices because they're so closed off to it. So they're just, you know, at times looking at the divine feminine, like it's just so easy. It's so easy for you, divine feminine. I wish it was so easy for me. And I feel like, okay, that was too many that fell, but I feel like the divine feminines are communicating that, you know, it can be easy, but you have to connect to faith and to prayer in order to get into this king energy. You know, I feel like a lot of your masculines out here are presenting offers of love in the magician energy, and the magician energy can be tricky at times because it'll make you be impulsive and just kind of like start casting spells in order to get what you want. It's kind of like a genie in a bottle. But I feel like they don't want to show up as a page, right? Like, they want to have many cups. They don't want to act like a fish out of water as well. You know, it's like, even in this image here, this fish is like, hey, like, you think we can get some more cups, like some more water? Like, you know, I feel like every time they, you know, they come near you, or, you know, they try to be around you, sometimes they can fall short. You know, there is a better choice for themselves. The reason that many of them run, or they go running in the opposite direction after you two, you know, really communicate, is because, you really do show them everything that they can be for themselves, okay? And it's like, because they're the masculine, they feel at times like they should be showing you that. Instead, you're showing them that. But what you're doing is you're mirroring it. You're mirroring the lesson, because, you know, with twin flames, you know, as weird and bizarre how you two connect, regardless of your circumstances, either being in other relationships or having a great big age difference, or being of different, you know, social backgrounds, or, you know what I mean? Like, there's these like taboo differences between you two. The thing is that you can't help but want to embody everything the other person embodies. Okay, so that's the epitome of the twin flame journey. That's why the romance is there. That's why the love is there. It's like you two, you can't help it. There's something to gain. There's something to experience that's beautiful from one another all the time. Okay, let's get one more card on the masculines, on where they're at, what they need to know. All right, so the Ace of Winter. Okay, so don't be deterred by challenges along the way. It's important to communicate clearly and accurately. Amazing new ideas that should be implemented. Okay, so if you want to get out of that whole page energy, it's important to you know, have new starts, especially in the way that you communicate, and doing it fearlessly. Because I feel like your divine feminines, like, you already know that your divine feminine appreciates integrity and honesty. It just might feel really uncomfortable for you to do that, divine masculine, because, you know, maybe a lot of you just aren't used to it. You're used to putting on that mask and that charm, and just having, I guess, you know, people fall all over themselves, but not the divine feminine, right? That's what makes their energy different. Okay, so what do the masculines want to communicate as we wrap up this reading? If there's one message that they can, you know, communicate to you heart to heart, what is it, divine feminine? Okay, so they keep their distance, but they do watch you. Okay, I think this is like the second time this is coming up in the last few readings. That's maybe our confirmation there with the hunks. But, you know, they have some challenges, okay? And they know that communication is a big part of ending off whatever sort of separation cycle you both are on. But they keep their distance and they watch you. I feel like the separation, you know, it's a gift. It's needed. Embrace the time off, the time alone. I've been talking a lot about self-care in past videos, where it's like, now is a good time. I know it's technically summer, but it's still a good time to spring clean in a way, right? Declutter your home and replace it with either like space where you can just do less cleaning because there's less stuff cluttering up the house, or, you know, replacing it with like simple pieces around the home. Even your wardrobe, you know, get rid of clothing that like easily destroys in the laundry, and get rid of like ratty tatty underwear and socks, and just have like a few pieces that you switch between in the week. And really invest in things like, you know, fitted t-shirts or camisoles and things like that, where you can easily just put a jacket and, you know, get yourself some good quality pants, and lessen your wardrobe, you know, have more quality pieces that, you know, can air dry really well. You don't have to run it through the laundry. But yeah, keep your image looking really good. Make sure you guys are, you know, putting a lot of effort into showering twice a day. I know it sounds like a lot. Some people kind of have commented in the past. They don't know how someone could shower twice a day. But, you know, for me, it's more than just like hygiene. Like, you know, allow some cool running water to invigorate you in the morning and to really wash away, you know, the night sleep. If you guys have nightmares at night, if you have sleep paralysis, make sure you guys are taking showers in the morning. And then before bed, it's a really good time to just kind of cleanse, okay? Some other tips is like, keep burning those incense. Make sure you guys are opening up the windows in your home and letting fresh air throughout your home in the daytime. But yeah, it's a really crazy, powerful time right now, guys. You know, the masculines are going through it. Many feminines too are going through it, because you guys are kind of pushing yourselves back into that hermit position. But Your masculines, they are not going to let you go that easily. They'll always keep reminding you to stay steady on this journey, because the minute they feel like you're hermiting or disappearing, that's when you guys will oftentimes get a lot of their sensual energy, the dreams, they'll try to send you signs like they're working on the journey as much as you are, but just don't go away. But they have to also understand that going away is part of triggering them on this journey too, because it helps them to reinforce that it's more authentic and it's real. It's like these feelings are real, you know. It's like, why do you get yourself into such a tizzy when you don't hear from her, you know, this divine feminine? You don't hear from them, you don't have access to them, you know, you're not able to call them, you're not able to just go to them, you're not able to get answers right away, other than, you know, like for many of us through tarot readings, or we try to, you know, read the cards, or but the universe is saying relax on all of that a little bit. Relax on the need to know. Okay, guys? I love you. Take care, and I will catch you in the next reading. Okay, guys? All right. Bye.